Hey, ready to start learning how to work the load board? Let's go! Once you know when and where your driver will be unloaded and ready to go, it's time to get on the load board and start picking up loads. The first thing every dispatcher does in the morning when they open the load board is posting their trucks. By posting the trucks, the dispatcher allows the brokers to find them in the list of available trucks and call with their load offers. It only takes a few seconds to post a truck, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. Alright, here we go. So I've logged into my load board account where we will be posting our truck. For most of the demonstrations I'll be using DAT load board. It's the largest load board in the United States. There are many other platforms, many other load boards you can use. In one of the future modules we'll have a class where I will provide a list of load boards and I'll explain how to use them, how to log into them. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay a subscription, but for the sake of this demonstration we'll use DAT because that's the load board most dispatchers use on a daily basis. So here's the main page. We have a menu on the left, we have some news here in the middle, and on the right we have a national loads count. That's actually a great tool that DAT provides to us. So this is an in and out ratio, so we can see how many loads are coming into a state and how many loads are coming out of each state right at this moment. So this little abbreviations here, the names of states like Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, and we can choose the equipment type. So I have the driver in here standard, but you can look for flatbed, for reefer, and for some of specialized equipment. So for example, if we look, let's take let's say Arizona. So Arizona has 362 loads coming in, but more than 1,000 loads coming out, which means that there is high demand for trucking. There are many loads that still need to be moved and they haven't been moved, and actually there are not so many trucks coming into Arizona. Almost three times more loads need to come out than the number of trucks coming in. This indicates to us as dispatchers that this is a hot state and we can expect higher rates coming out of that state, coming out of Arizona. Similar thing in California. Look, 1,200 loads coming in, so there are many coming in, but actually there are more than 3,000 coming out. So again, almost three times more loads coming out. This indicates that California is a hot state. So the demand for transportation in California with this equipment, with drive-in, is very high, which means that carriers that have trucks in California right now can expect higher rates to come out of that state. On the contrary, if we look, for example, at Colorado, here the situation is different. 530 loads coming in, 213 loads coming out, which means that there's going to be more trucks than loads in this area, in the state in Colorado, and this indicates the opposite as for Arizona and California, meaning carriers can expect lower rates coming out of that state. So we'll look at more tools and market analysis indicators in future modules, but for now what we're interested in is posting our truck. So here in DAT I can press on my trucks right here. Actually I'm already on it. Oh no, I'm not on it. There you go. So first thing you have to do is add a truck. If I'm already a dispatcher, I'm already working, I will have my trucks already here in the system, but I have to add a truck. We will be adding a truck for one of our drivers, Quinton. If you remember, he's in Jacksonville, Florida, and he has a reefer trailer. So over here, truck details, full or partial. So are we going to be moving full loads or partial loads? It's standard to move full loads. We'll also talk about how to work with partial loads, but most of the transportation in the US is done with full loads. And then for the equipment type, I have to choose my trailer, which is a reefer. So it's right here with abbreviation R. There you go. And then the lengths, we were saying that Quinton has standard equipment, just like most of the trucks and trailers in the US. So the lengths will be 53 feet. And the weight, when they write weight, they mean what is the maximum load weight that we can carry. And I mean, typically it's about 44,000 pounds for a reefer. It all depends on your driver. When you start working with a new carrier, they will tell you what the maximum weight they can carry. Some carriers, for example, don't move more than 42,000, others don't move more than 40,000. Depends on their preferences and how old their equipment is. But for this scenario, I'll just put maximum, which is going to be about 44,000 pounds. Some can even carry 45,000 pounds. And then post detail. So location, origin, where is my truck located now? I want the brokers to know where my truck is so they can offer me loads that are specific to the location of my truck. So for the origin, we said Quinton is based in Jacksonville, Florida. So that's what I'm going to put in, Jacksonville. It should come out now. There you go. So Jacksonville, FL, Jacksonville, Florida, because as you can see, there are many Jacksonvilles in the US and they're all in different states, North Carolina, Georgia, Missouri. Our truck is in Jacksonville, Florida. And then for the destination, it says here, leaving destination empty will open you up to go anywhere. So if I leave it empty, brokers will know that my truck is willing to go anywhere. They can just call me or send me an email and throw in their offers, anything coming out of Jacksonville. But we were saying that Quinton would like to stay in Florida or maybe go out to Texas. So he really has two routes. He can either go south in the state of Florida, or he can go west to Texas. We can do this in multiple posts. So we can post this same truck that is going to Florida and then post it again saying that it's going to Texas, or we can actually put them both together. So if I put Florida here and then I put a comma and then I put Texas, you see, I actually took out the comma, but this allows me to put multiple states. So I'm saying I'm willing to stay in Florida. I'm also willing to go to Texas. So I can let brokers know that I'm willing to go both destinations. And then available dates. So it's showing me today's date from the 12th until the 12th. In the US, they put first months, then they put the date, and then they put the year. If, let's say, I didn't mind and I was willing to have my truck start moving today or tomorrow, I can also let brokers know about that. So I can put from the 12th until the 13th. And this means I'm ready to pick up a load today or tomorrow. But in our case, since we're using the example of Quinton needs to come out today. So I'm going to change it back to the 12th. So the brokers know that they should only be offering me loads that are coming out today. And then here there's some new functions that DAT actually provided recently, set minimum rate. So I can let brokers know what is the minimum rate per mile I'm willing to accept. We don't have any specific parameters. In real situation, you as a dispatcher would speak to the carrier, and if he has a firm rate in mind, let's say he tells you, I'm not moving anywhere for less than, I don't know, $2.50 per mile. In that case, you can let brokers know about it. Otherwise, you can just leave it blank. This is an optional tool for you to use. Now for the comments, we can put some comments for the brokers if needed. Let's say if my truck is ready to move after midday, I can say empty at midday, for example, like that. Or I can leave any other comment. Let's say my truck is only unloading in the evening, so I can write here like evening pickup only. So it's up to you. You have 140 characters to play with. I'm gonna leave it blank for now. Next one is reference ID. So if you are working in a large trucking company that has hundreds of trucks or maybe even thousands of trucks, and each of the truck has a reference ID for you to find, then you will be using this function. But if you are an independent dispatcher, a freelancer, or you have a small dispatching company, a small team, you will usually be working with small trucking companies, small fleets, typically under 10 trucks. So we don't really use reference IDs in my company, but if we were to dispatch some larger carrier, they might give us IDs for the trucks and then we'll use them. And then post options is the last thing. You can see here in my profile, I already have a phone number. That's, I guess, our office phone number. And I have an email, so I can choose either one. So if I want to receive calls from brokers, I will input my phone number. If I want to receive emails, I will choose the email. In this case, I'm going to choose the phone number. There you go. Let's check it again. Full truckload, reefer equipment type, 53 feet in length, maximum weight of the load 44,000 pounds, coming out of Jacksonville, Florida, willing to go to Florida or Texas, needs to come out today on the 12th, and we leave the rate per mile blank, we leave the comments blank and the reference ID blank, and we're posting this truck with our phone number. There you go. Click post. Your truck has been successfully posted, and now I can see here that this truck has a posted status. So now brokers, when they have loads and when they're looking for trucks, if they have a load in Jacksonville and they start looking for trucks, they will see my truck over here. They will be able to view, oh no, sorry, that's view loads. They will be able to click on my truck and, well, there you go. They'll see something like that, and they will see a phone number to call. They will reach out to me and they'll offer their loads. After you post your trucks, brokers may or may not start ringing your phone. It all depends on the area your truck is in. Remember, we were looking at the in and out indicator. If there's a high demand for trucks in the area, meaning the number of available loads is higher than the number of trucks, you'll definitely get calls from brokers. Most of the calls come in the afternoon or when the market is about to close. You'll get more calls if you post a truck without specifying a delivery location. To avoid getting too many calls, especially if you have many trucks, you can also post with your email address instead of a phone number. Posting a truck is a great way not only to get calls with offers, but also a way to analyze the market. By looking at the number of received calls and by talking to brokers, you can understand how desperate they are to sell a load and how much they're willing to raise their price. Generally, when a broker calls you with a load offer, in terms of negotiation, you are in a position of power. The broker offers his freight and sort of asks you how much you're willing to move it for, meaning you name the price. You can give an offer that's higher than your target price and then go down during the negotiation process to a level that suits you. And if you see that your phone is ringing off the hook, set a high price and stick to it. Brokers may not agree to it right away, but they'll definitely call back later when they're really desperate. We actually have a reefer in Jacksonville tomorrow in our company, so I'm gonna leave this post till tomorrow to see if anyone calls on these trucks, so I can record a sample incoming call for you guys.